Okay, Joe, I know we've talked about this before over the years, but let's take everybody back in time a little bit. The family didn't start here in Glendale, Arizona.
No.
Where did the family start? Talking about your mom and dad.
Well, my grandparents actually. So it was my mother's parents. Started in Canton, Ohio in 1923. So the family has stayed in that business and progressed from there. We moved out here in 1968. We were just off of Grand Avenue, just below Thomas at the time, and expanded from there.
So the family moved out here, and you started your company in Phoenix, but you wanted to come to Glendale because you were expanding and you needed this location was really perfect.
Not just expanding, Julie. We also lived in Glendale. So, gee, what's better than have our business where we live and where we play? So it was a natural for us. And we had our couple sites in mind for a purpose. So, gee, it just all worked together over time.
Your building
Yep.
was a grocery store.
Yep.
And then a thrift store.
Yep.
Because I went shopping in
And
that
a yard
thrift
goods
store. I went shopping in that thrift store
Did ya?
when I was in high school and we were buying costumes for theater. I was in the shows there at this high school and stuff like that. And I remember being in there.
Yeah.
So you had to transform it. Tell me about that and what year was that and when did you open your doors?
We started talking and canvassing different areas that we wanted in 1988. We approached the city in 1989. The family who owned the property was more than happy to get out from under it, struck a deal, and it's history ever since.
The building is a little bit unique in the sense, especially that welcoming door and the copper dome there, the awning. Tell me about that. Was that there or did you put that there?
No, we put that all in. The original opening was right on Glendale. Every time it flooded, the inside flooded. Right there were the mechanics underground. It goes down about 8 or 10 feet. That would fill up with water. So that's the first thing we filled with concrete, put the door on the side. But that was the look that we wanted to downtown.
Okay. So along the way, you guys are getting settled in here in Glendale, and somebody comes up with an idea, somebody from the Cerreta family comes up with an idea that we should have a festival of some sort. And if I remember correctly, you guys thought maybe we'll have it in our parking lot.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. The thought behind it was to help offset some of the costs of tours. So at that, in 1990, I think when we contracted with the city, we were to bring in 100,000 people. And it's never been less than 200,000 or 300,000. It's been as high as 400,000. It's a tremendous expense to bear, but there is no way we would want to ever charge for anything like that, because then all of a sudden it loses the fun, and then different demands can be put on you because you're now charging for something. So how do we offset the expense? And that was the chocolate festival that we wanted to put in our parking lot and close off 54th Avenue. That was how it got all started.
And then City Hall got involved in Glendale. And
yeah, they took it from us.
Come on.
Oh, they did. That was Paula and Joy McCoy, Paula Lotto. And at the time, they were looking for attractions for downtown.
Right,
Remember,
right.
in 1991, the plaster is still falling off the buildings. So the investment that we made in this, the demographics there were different than today. It bloomed, and now it's starting to go the other way a little bit.
Yeah.
But was still, we wanted to close 54th Avenue, have it in a parking lot and a field behind us. We had pretty well everything lined up, so we went to get the permits for 54th Avenue. That's when Paula and Jerry came to us and said, hey, we like this idea. Rather than on your property, could we take it down to the park? We're trying to bring people downtown and build it. Well, yeah, sure, okay, if it works for the city, it's got to work for us. We're thinking all the time, well, okay, we'll promote it. We'll put the package together. The first original 800 letters were written by me.
Oh my gosh,
and that was
Joe.
all across the country. In the industry, me being third generation and fourth, Now,
Yeah.
we know most of the players.
And most of the players know you.
Well, a lot of them do, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And they can't believe how small we want to stay. Because the business typically is not that way. But we're comfort where we're at. We're a hometown producer, and we're like that. We produce for some of the bigger places all across the country, but that's just a lot of work.
Right. Think back 20 years ago, the first festival, what do you see in your head, and think about what it's looking like here now in 2015. What's the biggest difference for you?
People. You're seeing, back in 96, you saw young people, and it was very busy, it was very successful, but the people have changed. What we see now is 3 and sometimes 4, last year for the first time, 5th generation families. They're all families. You don't see as many of the single families. There are grandmas there and great grandmas there, and it truly is a fun family event. So it's revolved to include everyone. A big part of that was because there's so much free parking. Everything is free. If there's something you want to do, of course, there's a charge, or want to have, there'd be a charge. But to go to the event, Glendale has done a marvelous job, and brilliant not to charge. Great idea.
Yeah, we take a lot of pride in that, of course. And the city does a lot of your marketing and your promotion, which is a load off of your back.
Oh, absolutely.
Tell me about that. What's the benefit to that for you?
Everything. I mean, I'm a candy maker, and it's best if I do what I do best, manufacture candy. I can't have and know the abilities of so many other people. Just use it, it's just like a tool. Everyone is a tool for who they are and what they are and what they need done. Get the right tool for the job.
So, 20 years. Do you think this
Amazing.
is... Yeah. I mean, does it feel like 20 years to you?
It seems like yesterday.
Really?
Jerry McCoy did the first interview the first year, and he asked me about our company and its success and what are the best times. And this was at the park during the event, and I said, well, right now. And I feel that, and I never forgot that. That was 20 years ago, but every year is the same. The city has gotten stronger and stronger people, bringing in all of their assets. It's just absolutely tremendous, not just for the festivals and the events. Martin Dickey has done a fabulous job in his department. It's combined with all efforts. I see it every day.
That's great.
It's fantastic.
That's great. Okay, let's talk about the fun stuff.
Okay.
The chocolate.
Oh yeah, that's good.
There's a recipe involved?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's talk about that.
I don't have it.
I know.
I can't share that with you.
Come on, tell me something about the secret recipe.
Okay, the secret recipe has more to do with procedure than ingredients.
Okay.
And it's called conching. That's the mixing of the chocolate. So our beans, Guitar of California, buy our beans for us in Belize. They were aged those beans for up to 6 years. And that's to get the moisture and the acidity where it has to be to make our blend. As that chocolate is imported, the beans are roasted and it's milled, it's now conched. That is the blending of the cocoa powder, cocoa butter, cream, and sugar to get the smoothness that is required for our blend. It's, at one time, was the most expensive chocolate they made because it required so much time in the conching machine to develop that smoothness. So that's really the real secret. So it's a 34% cocoa. Typical American chocolate is 26 to 28. Ours is 34.
Okay, and whose recipe was this originally?
He won't tell me. So before you go there, you won't tell me.
They start at the bottom, as you can see, and they're going to work around. It'll take 27 minutes to go all around the room.
And how old is Pop now?
Pop works every day. He'll be 86 next month.
Wow. Tell me about all the other family members who are there regularly. You know.
Pop works until noon, but there's a reason he does that. And it's because we're not allowed to send him home before. If we do, and this is the truth, if we do, Mom sends him back. So get my dad, wait a minute, you didn't eat all your lunch. We just, gee, we got to stall 5 more minutes,
Sounds like a
boys.
typical American family.
There you go. So my older brother Jim retired 5 years ago.
Okay.
I'm next in line. Then we have Jerry and Jonathan are there. My sister answers the phone, and typical American family, as you say, the phones she answers from her house. That's to keep her out. So the youngest ones tend to bicker more than the older ones. So
Because you've been there and done that.
Oh, yeah.
And there's now, there's grandchildren who are involved.
We have fourth generation
And
now.
great-grandchildren yet?
No.
No, okay.
And this is my granddaughter, who looks just like me.
Are you a blessed man?
Oh, absolutely. Every single day I'm blessed. Yes.
Because
Family, friends, work. I'm blessed all in so many different ways. It's amazing.
and it's a business though.
Family business is not like most businesses. You work not so much for a profit, but to progress into the next year. That's a family business. Profit, boy, I sure hope we make one. But we can go to the next year's, and we've been very, very fortunate. But we don't work off of the same percentages as most businesses. We don't have to. So, being a fourth generation there, we've acquired our property, the equipment, the building. We do not have some of the expenses that a typical for-profit business has. But yes, we're a for-profit business.
Let's talk about the people who give you that profit, your customers.
Yep.
And give me your laundry list from this one to this one. Give me 2 or 3 diverse examples of your customers. I'm thinking of, there's the regulars, there's the out-of-towners, just give me a couple examples. Say some names if you want, maybe just first names or something like that.
Julie, first you have to understand what you see going in and out of the factory is only 30% of our business.
Yes.
70% is private label and private pack. So that's what really carries the load. The 30% of our customers going into the building probably added more to our success than the 70%. We listen to our customers, and they're customers from 1968. Having a unique and affordable product, we have been able to build those relationships. The ones I fear the most, the red hat ladies. Oh, watch out. So if I don't have those samples on time, and if they're not there, they will let me know. But fortunately, with that camaraderie, we listen to our customers,
Right.
we hear what they say, and most times I'll screw it up the first time or two, but it's still good to eat,
Right.
so I can't
Right.
lose.
What about children?
Young people who came in 90, 91, 92, 93 are having children, and they're coming now and they're starting to have children. So, gee, that's still neat to say,
Right.
well, I was here and when I was in the 6th
Yeah.
grade, and now they're
Yeah.
bringing their children or their grandchildren. That's neat too.
Yeah.
So,
What about the magic of chocolate in kids? Give me some examples of what that does to you. That probably grounds you.
well, not so much chocolate in kids as chocolate in women.
Oh,
Kids like it all. As long as
Right.
it tastes good, they just like it all. But
one of the things that I know we have a lot of video of, because we always cover it every year, is the pizza making.
Mm-hmm.
How did that idea come about, and why is that such a big deal? Why is it such an attraction, do you think?
it's a hands-on project. So everybody likes to do something. So, and we want them, at least we want them to be able to do something if they desire to do it. Now, the pizza at the Chocolate Affaire is a no-win for us. That's community relations. That's what we do for the community. But as far as profitability, nope, not
Yeah,
there.
that money's
Not
gone.
there. Well,
But why is it so, it's neat, it's fun. I think the hands-on is part of it, and the creativity. Is it kind of fun for you, or do you
oh,
get tired of
absolutely.
watching
Oh,
the
no.
kids?
Oh, no. The most fun for me is what you see. Every kid, after stirring their pizza, will put their stick down. Every mother will pick that stick up and put it in her mouth.
Oh,
You'll see it time after time after time. It's just the way it is. Sunday mornings, particularly when we have Sunday morning, the first rush, you do not jump in front of those lines. Those women coming out of church, just get out of their way. They're the first in line, and there are no cuts. So it's just a fun thing to do. So how it started might have been in 84 or 85. We developed that as a product. Our sales were good, and then we're just trying to think of how to involve ourselves and even the people who come in for the tours. We really never charged for the pizza at the factory. We never had it at the factory to build until maybe 10 or 12 years ago. We just had it for sale. We thought, gee, this is kind of fun. So, but for someone to come driving, let's say Mesa or Scottsdale, for 45 minutes to get a half-hour tour,
Yeah.
and then it's another 45 minutes back.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
can we extend this time?
Right.
You know, the
To make it worth
times.
it.
Oh yeah, and then the selection of the times were for a reason. 10 o'clock and 1 o'clock are before and after the lunch hour,
Right.
and that was Jerry McCoy's idea, to try to hold them for the lunch hour at the restaurants downtown. That's why those hours were chosen,
I see.
and it just simply works for the community.
So 20 years.
Wow.
What's next?
I don't know, but I'm not done with it. I'm still working on 25. I'm a couple of years out ahead yet, so I've got no next in mind.
What's your hope?
Make some repairs. Some of our equipment has
Sure.
been used pretty well, so we'll get
Happens.
things lined up. We know the parking lot's going to be addressed. Some of the building needs to be addressed. That we'll get those things done, and that's the immediate turnaround. There's the things that have to be done, part of maintenance.
We work 6 days a week.
We are still trying to involve my dad in every way we can.
Yeah.
People love to tease him, and he takes it well. More family. So,
Yeah.
you know, most of our employees are going to retire before we do because they've been there for 20 and 30
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
So, we don't know how to handle that. We hate to see them go. But put it all together, I'm having fun. I've always had fun and made it a point to have fun, even when it may not be so much fun one particular day or another. I never try to broadcast it outside of our office doors. And I think that's important. They come into our place of business, it's a happy business. Keep it happy. When the drama plays out, keep it behind scenes, and of course that happens on a day-to-day basis. So.
Well, thank you for all that you do for the city and for being such a supporter and for being a partner with this festival.
Thank you. A
And
partner, my festival partner. It works for me. Okay.
Come on, Joe. Thank you for being the brains behind it. How's that? The creator of it, and being willing to share your idea.
There you go. And I love sharing too.